Day 4 is triggers, understanding the emotions underneath them. I think that triggers have a very similar energy to cravings because they come on, they hit you, it pushes on some of those vibrations that just kind of, like we had talked about earlier, some of the shame and the blame. It's some of that energy that then makes you just want to go. Sometimes with triggers and emotional eating, we don't always go for the same foods. We just go for everything. Is kind of what it feels like. So welcome to Day 4. I'm Terry Ann Hyman. I'm the host of the Empowered Spirit Show. I'm also the host of a brand new show, Soul Messages, coming on Ethereal TV, which you can find on Fire TV, Roku, and soon to be Apple TV. So this is a passion of mine, helping people understand, because it's been a lifelong problem for me. But as I began to work more and more and mix all my tools together through my private mentoring, through helping others, I have developed this technique, gap tapping, which we really use all of our techniques to help us get in and understand. For years, emotional eating kept me from showing up, from getting visible, in so many aspects, feeling good about myself. And I do believe it is at the core of many of us, especially when we're super sensitive. We have that empath energy. We take in more than our energy. We just feel it. And then the other thing about me is I do feel people's pain. When they're carrying around a lot of what we also call in Reiki congestion, I feel that. And so my heart opens with compassion to do this work. And this is how I work one-on-one. When you work private with me and you want to get all of the workings, you also learn how to work with Reiki and cards and tarot, what I call the rites, Reiki, intuition, tarot, EFT, stones, and crystals, because we work with all of that and go into our soul work, our generational work. So every season, I tend to highlight the energy of that direction. I work in the medicine wheel, which is where my shamanism comes in. And so in that direction for the summer where we are, it's in the South. And that is about the growth. That's also about the divine feminine. In summer, we want to get out. We're out there more with our spirit. And so some of these issues come alive. Now, we also see some of this come back around during the holidays, and we'll talk about that at some other point. So today, as we get into that gap, we are going to use a Reiki technique to help soothe some of those connections so that we're not as triggered. You know, we call this like Mobius strips of light. When we work with this energy, we want to soothe it out so that we're not triggered every single time. Now, what I know in working with the soul is sometimes these triggers can go way back. So as we've seen through the last several days, sometimes it's childhood, right? Maybe it's kindergarten, being on the playground. I know I have those, but also some of those trigger other imprints when we come into this lifetime and even beyond, working with soul energy. And also, which why sometimes it can be confusing, where is this coming from? Generational energy. So last winter's where we go deep into our soul, I did work with a tapping coach. We went really deep, uncovering some of my behaviors underneath, which is why it's so valuable when you can work with one-on-one. But in today's in today's session, we are going to go home with some techniques that you can work with, which maybe you have tried in other tapping groups, or just tapping on yourself, tapping on the emotion, this craving, or tapping on the food, this chocolate. But the difference with gap tapping is what you'll experience today is when we come right here at the collarbone, we go deep into ourselves and we start to process. And that's a lot of times what we mostly need is to process all this stuff. I know for me, being super sensitive and taking a lot of energy, it takes me a couple of days sometimes to process what I'm going through, to process those emotions. And if I don't allow myself to do it, the habit's going to be to stuff it down. So that's what we're going to work with today. So let's begin by tuning in, going back to that vision, realigning with it, lifting the vibration, refreshing it, renewing, which helps us to continue to build, go like this, those neuro pathways that helps us to continually hold the vision. All right? So wherever you are, if you can for a moment, close your eyes. Taking a nice deep inhale, breathing up the body. And as you exhale, call all your energy into you, call it in. I'm going to light a little fire to activate the sacred elements within us. The fire helping us to transmute these energies. Noticing the air that comes from the smoke and from lighting it, clearing the mind, clearing the space, taking us inward, calling in the element of water, which is the element of summer, which is the emotions that we so beautifully bring in. Imagine that water just flowing all the way through, moving them through you. And now we call in the element of earth, grounding, helping us to come back into our body. All too often, too many emotions send us away. Inhaling and exhaling, dropping right into the heart, right into the deepest part of your heart. Feel that connection, your spirit and the greater spirit. Know that you are loved, guided, protected, feeling all this energy coming in around us, setting the space. As we call in the Reiki masters, teachers that have come before us, opening up the energy for Reiki to start flowing in. Calling in the angels to open the heart, love and compassion, allowing you to drop out of the mind into the heart. Calling in the crystal beings for amusement, magnification, helping us to hold this vibration. And now calling in your higher self right above the crown to help receive the messages, understanding for you, your path today. Inhaling and exhaling right here in the heart. Returning to that vision you hold for yourself. How you want to show up. See it, visualize, pretend, imagine, feel it. How do you want to feel? Empowered, good, healthy. What do you want to sense about yourself? That strength. What about the mind? Calm, positive, uplifting. All of this combining into the spirit to help you shape, shift, and hold this vibration. Feel it, see it, hear it, know it. Imprinting it all around. Imagine the aura filling up with this whole vibration all around you. And as we say in Reiki, using the shokure, 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 we set that energy. Taking another deep inhale and exhale. Feeling the heart opened. Grounding the energy all the way down, deep into Mother Earth. Holding the vibration, but bringing your awareness back, coming back. So, what emotions do you get triggered by? I know for me, stress, overwhelm, anger, loneliness. I also know that relationship love stress tends to go the other way, where I just totally stop eating. What is it for you, though? I know lots of times these emotions can overlap and we can't tell what's the difference between being lonely and being sad and grief. Grief's another one. When I went through grief, I didn't eat either. I just thought about that. But stress is a common one. Overwhelm. I've got too much to do and you're trying to match all that energy. I get this a lot. I was laughing because I was out in California, had a lot going on, a lot of newness and difference, and I was feeling a little overwhelmed and couldn't focus on what to do first, and I kept fighting myself going to my old faithful pretzels, although these were the peanut butter pretzels they get at Costco. So maybe you know which ones I'm talking about. They're filling, they're full, they're so good, and I don't allow myself, but I really just don't buy them. I just totally skip it. I've worked on that. I don't go down that aisle, but yet here they were, right? And so I noticed, this is a tapping issue. I get triggered. Let me just go have a handful, then I'll get what I need to do. And so then those handfuls keep adding up. That's an overwhelm for me. But when I can take a moment, and this is what I would find myself doing, actually I have to laugh because the dog was allowed these, and he knew where they were too in the cabinet. But if I just came right here and go, okay, Tara, you're just overwhelmed. What do you really need to do? That's where you're in the gap. We notice, what do I really need to do? Just one thing, prioritize. Oh yeah, prioritize one thing. Now, the beautiful thing about tapping is the more you tap, the quicker it will occur. So if you've been tapping on this all through the week and then you come into a situation, you don't have to spend hours tapping. You just start to ignite those memories because that's going to keep reinforcing those new neural pathways. So it can be very powerful. And for me, it's like, okay, just stand there. No, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. All right, the dog would look at me. I'd look at the dog, right? How funny. But that's one of the ways we can do it. And that's how we work with gap tapping. So it's not just the food and the behavior, but it's getting in there, recognizing, oh, this is what this is really about. All right, sometimes fatigue too. Right? I'm so tired. I don't feel like cooking dinner. So what do I do instead? Eat everything in the refrigerator. But I didn't have dinner, did I? How many times do you do that? So really the better choice would be have something prepared. I noticed this on Friday nights. I talk about this in my book too. But have something on Friday night. I teach yoga tonight. I come home and I'm peaceful. But sometimes I don't. I just kind of want to go to bed. So if I don't have something prepared, so the key for that is to have something prepared, whether I eat an apple in the car or whether I have something ready to go when I get home. Tonight I got my salad and chicken already cooked on the grill, right? I'm ready. So that's part of it. Recognizing I am tired. I don't need to eat everything. I think that's part of it too. What do you do when you notice you're tired? Think about it. Anger. Anger is a big trigger for a lot of people. Sometimes people just get so mad, especially right now. They just come home and they carry that attitude and it's kind of like, oh, fuck it. Fuck it, I deserve it. And that's an anger response. Okay, we're not saying you don't deserve it, but who are you really mad at? I'll show them. Who's them? But that is an anger response. You've built up energy. And in that moment, the anger is like, oh, I'm just so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. And that's going to help you calm down and even ask the question, what am I so angry about? Oh, I find myself in this circumstance all the time, or these same people. And then that allows you to come in and change the circumstances, right? Like for me with the car, it wasn't so much anger, but okay, I talked about the licorice yesterday. I could bring an apple in the car after yoga and I'm going to feel so much better than just being really starving by the time I drive my, 20 minutes home. Loneliness is an interesting one too. Sometimes loneliness can trigger you both ways, right? I know that grief goes no eating, but loneliness sometimes, and you're kind of searching for more. I need more in my life. I'm so lonely. And then that's kind of where some of that scavenging does, like you're foraging the kitchen late at night, right? And sometimes you may even find yourself standing in front of the refrigerator. I talk about that in the book too, right? I'm just standing here. What am I looking for? More what? More love. Am I going to find that in the refrigerator? Right? And then we have a little sense of humor about it. No, I don't think so, but I can keep looking. Maybe it's behind the eggs, right? So we can have a little humor with that. But loneliness can be a big one for many people. And then, of course, we can go the opposite way, which I was talking about. If I go through a breakup or when I went through divorce, I got so thin, almost unhealthy thin. I looked pretty good in my clothes, but again, was that really healthy? No, it really wasn't. So what is it for you? Which way do you go? Some people go the other way. Well, then they'll go to the eating and the drinking and just covering up the emotions they don't want to feel when they go through a breakup or relationship. What about work stress? What is a trigger for you at work? Are the donuts just sitting out, right? Over there at the coffee machine. It's Friday. Why not? I got a lot of stress. A lot of people do that too. They munch while they eat, while they work. Right, I was talking yesterday about a client of mine that she was always around a popcorn machine with one of her jobs, and somebody was always making popcorn outside her office, so that smell reminded her, and as she's busy, sometimes even doing like tedious stuff, like my video editing. I want to kind of munch when I do video editing. Now it's like bring the water, even like a little sparkling water sometimes, because the munching isn't going to help me get any faster, and it's just going to make my computer dirty, right? But sometimes it can be out of that. So noticing for you what those triggers are, because the sooner we can get to the triggers and smooth that energy, we still want to feel those feelings. But do we really need the food to feel the feelings? And is the food really going to answer that question? So one of the ways that I work on tapping with this is after I start to notice what the trigger is and the food is, and one of the things I do is tap on the idea that food is really for nutrition, not for processing these emotions. And this is kind of what I call, quote unquote, my hashtag shower tapping, right? Is in the mornings when I'm tapping, just a little reminder. All right, so today, what's my food? What's my eating? Because most of us, I don't think I speak for myself, are consumed about what we're going to eat every day. Right? So if I know that my food is planned and all, then I can also too remind myself, okay, food is for nutrition. Food is for nutrition. Water's for processing emotion. And as I tap that, that message continues to play throughout my day. So that's a great tip for going forward. I do a lot of tapping in the shower still. Processing water helping us to process emotion. So I do a lot of shower tapping as well. So noticing what it is for you. And let's give it a number. Is it work stress? Is it relationship stress? Even family stress? Kid stress? That's a big one for many people, just all over the place. Right? One of the other women were talking about that, like she's got too much to do. She's full time and a lot of kids and oh my God, and like eats in the car. Right? I do that a lot myself too, going from one place to another. So what is it for you? Notice on that scale of 1 to 10, the biggest trigger. Bring it up if you can. And let's do a few rounds of tapping on the emotions. If you want to pick an emotion. Today I'm going to just start with the idea of just 10 to 7. I'm going to do anger or overwhelm. I'm not really angry. I'm going to do the overwhelm. That typically becomes me. Too many things to do. I'm trying to make decisions right now as my life shifts. So notice what that is for you. And if overwhelm is not yours, again, with the borrowing benefits, you use your own words. So maybe it is loneliness. Maybe it is sadness. Maybe it is worthiness. Maybe it is work. All right. So as we tap, you're going to say your words and just repeat after me as we go. And maybe overwhelm is one of the ones for you as well. Taking a nice deep inhale. Exhale, just completely taking responsibility for your body, mind, emotions, and spirit as we go through this round. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice that number. And we start right here at the karate chop. So even though I'm just so overwhelmed and I want to eat everything in the refrigerator, I choose to love and accept myself no matter what. So even though I'm so overwhelmed, I can't make a decision. I'd rather just eat pretzels. But I love and accept myself no matter what. So even though I'm so overwhelmed, I can't figure out what to do next, I'll go take a little pretzel break and then I'll get it. And I accept where I am no matter what. We do have humor. Let's go to the eyebrows point to point. Yeah, I do get very overwhelmed. So I just have so many things I'm trying to take care of underneath here. It's hard to manage my own diet underneath the nose. The overwhelm makes me want to stuff my face. On the chin, the more overwhelmed I am, collarbone, the more I want to eat. And so I just keep eating. But what I think I really need to do is manage the overwhelm. But I am managing it by eating. But that's not really how I want to manage it. It's time to break that cycle. With this food, whatever that food is for you, pretzels, cookies, salt, the whole refrigerator, whatever it is for you, and the emotion I'm feeling right now, the overwhelm, the anger, whatever that is for you, say that. Top of the head, yes, because I am feeling this. And it does seem like it helps me to use the food to calm the emotion until later, until I've eaten so much. And there goes the blame and the shame. See, I knew we couldn't do it. And the cycle begins again. Why bother? It happens every time. But maybe in the presence of slowing down, recognizing that this is a trigger, whether it's food, at home, relationships, work, family, it is a trigger. This feeling, this emotion, this anger, this overwhelm. And so I just continue to do the same thing. But it's not working. If it was working, I wouldn't be right here tapping. It keeps me in this cycle. I'm so tired of this cycle. I'm so tired of it. Right here at the collarbone, take a nice deep breath. Notice how you're feeling. And now notice what that is for you. What did you find yourself mostly tapping on? And what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that you're just going to kind of pull it out here. And I want you to put the emotion, give it a color, get a name, give it a feeling right there. And then I want you to give the food, whatever that was for you too. And imagine, pretend, visualize they're right there in front of you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a symbol in Reiki that helps us to break up anything less than light, anything that's not for our highest good, any repetitive problem. So all of that falls in there. And then we're going to just start to send Reiki. I'm going to start to send Reiki to your heart. If you're a Reiki practitioner, use Reiki, you can start to send Reiki to your own heart. I'm going to send Reiki to the heart. And then I'm going to ask it to go back in time to where that first connection was made. So we're sending Reiki all the way through. Loving, gentle. For me, pretzels goes way back. We used to have a company deliver to our door. Charles Pretzels goes way back. And so I just allow the Reiki to soothe those feelings. I'm okay. This is just overwhelm. I can process. Whatever that emotion is for you, just let the Reiki come in. Beautiful thing with Reiki, we just let it balance. Body, mind, emotions, and spirit. Just notice how that feels right in your heart. Whether you're here now or watching later, it all works. Breathe. Allow it to soothe the energy. Maybe even notice a little shifting too. You're calming down. Your breath is slowing down. Tapping is slowing down. If you want, you can even take a moment. Just put your hands right on your heart. And just breathe, receiving this energy. Reiki is always for the highest goods. It's like, okay, my highest good. What is that telling me in this very moment? And as we say in Reiki, like just for today, I'm okay in this very moment. I can worry about the past or the future, but right here, right now. Soothing the energy of my heart, calming the emotions, recognizing food is its own thing right over there. My emotions tell me more about my own energy, my spirit, what's going on right over here. But when they're all congested and combined, it makes it difficult. So we go to the old patterns. So loving yourself, like, okay, when it shows up, it will. Just like me standing in California in front of that closet with those pretzels, like, whoa. Okay, soothe it. Thank you for showing up. I don't really need this right now. Thank you. Take a deep breath. Notice how you feel. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to tap on the idea that food is for nutrition and our emotions help us to grow. So right back here at the eyebrows, food is for nutrition. I choose to eat for nutrition. I choose to recognize my emotions to help me in my spiritual growth. I am an emotional being. And I don't need food. I just need to slow down. I don't need food to process it. Because food is for nutrition. Water helps me to process energy. I can drink water first. I don't like to do that, but it will help me. It's a habit I can learn because food is for nutrition and I want to feel healthy. Not stuffed, not over all. Just right. There are times when food can be enjoyment, but we're still eating for nutrition. Because I can release the emotions in other ways and know that I am okay in this very moment just for today. And allow myself to slow down, to focus on what I really need. More love, more kindness, priority. To-do list? What is it for you? Now, if you have more than one emotion that triggers you, and you can trigger you in different ways, you just continue tapping in the same fashion, moving through each of those emotions. All this anger, choose to let it go. All this loneliness, I can take care of me and love me first. And I can reach out and be of service. Service is a great way to feel love. So we go through each of those triggers. But right in the middle of our heart, we recognize these beautiful emotions tell us something. And if we slow down, we can get to it. Take a breath right here at the karate chop. Let's come back. Choose to love and accept myself. No matter what, release the hands. Go ahead and stretch if you have some water. I can't reach mine. If you have some water, take a sip of water. And just begin to notice how that helped. Now, triggers and noticing these two will take a little bit of tapping, but it doesn't have to be that long. When you're standing there in front of the refrigerator, you're trying to decide what to eat, or even for me, it's like Friday nights in the grocery store. Do not go down that pretzel aisle. So I'm not saying that these will go away forever, but your responses to them will change for the higher good. Yeah. So if I don't have the pretzels in the house, like I said, in California, they bought them. They were there. Me and the dog knew. Can laugh about it now, right? Yeah. And that's what we want to do, is have some humor in those connections that we make. But understanding, what is that next choice? What's keeping me stuck here? Because as we can break those triggers, they're not going to go to cravings and they're not going to go to addictions, right? So as we start to break those apart, as we did yesterday, then we're allowing ourselves to see, okay, well then, so we understand that emotion, that wanting love, like I was talking about with my dad. Now I've turned it into a little joke in my car, like, okay, Dad, thanks for showing up. I love you. Thanks for coming home with me on the way. He used to drive in his car a lot, right? And I would ride with him a lot. So it's like, thanks for being with me. And it's a way to open up the consciousness of our own soul. Instead of feeling isolated and so limited, we can expand. So take a deep breath. Notice how you're feeling. Tomorrow we meet at 8. All right, I have my other clients tomorrow, so we're going to meet 8. We're going to talk about how you can go forward with this. Shape-shifting. Why even call it shape-shifting? But shape-shifting your way to continuing, holding your vision, and we'll set some agreements because that is part of it. So for now, take a nice deep inhale. And to exhale, returning back to the heart. Right into the deepest part of your heart, returning to that vision, you, your path, your spirit. Honoring all the emotions you feel. It's okay. That is our spiritual growth. That is the development of our soul's journey. Caring for our soul is so important. Just for today, in this very moment, offer gratitude for that. Take another deep inhale. And exhale, keeping the heart open, keeping that vision all around you, grounding with Mother Earth, all the way down through the feet, deep into the earth. We'll just seal this in, Shokugure, 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 all around you. One more deep breath. Grounding. Thanks for showing up. To your spirit. Namaste.